Imagine walking along a quiet beach in the Pacific Northwest. The air is cold, the water is gray, and then, you see it, a sneaker, washed up on the shore. Nothing unusual about that. But inside the sneaker is a human foot, still attached to the bone, still wearing a sock, no body, no name, no explanation. Now imagine this happens again, and again, and again. Since 2007, over 20 detached human feet have washed ashore along the coasts of British Columbia and Washington State, an area known as the Salish Sea. And nobody, not the police, not scientists, not investigators, can fully explain why. This is the story of the Salish Sea feet. It started on August 20th, 2007. A young girl was walking on Jedediah Island, a remote island off the coast of British Columbia, Canada. She wasn't looking for anything unusual, just enjoying the beach. But something caught her eye: a white and blue Adidas sneaker, size 12, sitting on the rocks. She picked it up. It was heavy. Inside, a human right foot, still wearing a sock, still intact inside the shoe. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police were called. They examined the foot. They ran tests. What they found was strange. The foot had not been cut off. There were no signs of violence, no blade marks, no trauma. It had simply separated, naturally, before they could even process what that meant. Just 6 days later, a second foot was found, this time on Gabriola Island, less than 50 kilometers away. Another sneaker, another right foot, different shoe size, different person. 2 feet in 6 days. The police had no leads. No missing persons reports matched the remains. No bodies were ever found nearby. The Salish Sea had given up 2 secrets and kept everything else. Over the next several years, the feet kept coming. 2008, 3 more feet discovered on different beaches. 2009, another foot, this time a left one, found near Vancouver. 2011, a foot still inside a hiking boot. 2016, 2 feet found within weeks of each other. 2019, another discovery, bringing the total to over 20. Each time, the pattern was the same. The foot is inside a shoe, usually a sneaker or athletic shoe. It separates cleanly from the leg, no cuts, no force, and it arrives alone, no body, no other remains. Investigators noticed something else unusual. The shoes themselves were always relatively modern. Brands like Nike, Adidas, New Balance, nothing older than the mid-2000s, and the feet were coming from different people. DNA testing confirmed these were not connected to a single event. These were different individuals, different ages, different backgrounds. The question was no longer just how the feet were washing up. The question became, where were all these people coming from? Before we get to the theories, let's talk about what science actually tells us. Forensic experts and marine biologists offered an explanation for how the feet detach from the body. When a human body enters water and begins to decompose, the ligaments and soft tissue that connect the foot to the leg break down over time. Modern athletic shoes, with their thick rubber soles and buoyant foam, actually protect the foot from decomposition while also trapping air inside. This means the foot floats. The rest of the body, without that buoyancy, sinks or scatters. Ocean currents in the Salish Sea are complex. They circulate in patterns that funnel floating objects toward the shoreline. Researchers call these areas drift convergence zones. The beaches where the feet were found sit almost perfectly within these zones. So scientifically, the feet aren't appearing because of something sinister happening on the beaches. They're arriving from somewhere far out at sea. But that only deepens the mystery, because it means somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, there are bodies, many of them, and we don't know who they are. Now, the part you've been waiting for. Theory 1. Plane crashes and accidents. The Salish Sea region has seen several aviation disasters over the decades. In 2005, a float plane crashed into the water, killing all passengers aboard. Some investigators believe that unidentified feet may belong to victims of accidents like these, people whose bodies were never fully recovered. Theory 2. Suicides from bridges. The Pacific Northwest has several high bridges over open water. Statistics show a significant number of people end their lives by jumping from these bridges each year. Many bodies are never recovered. Forensic analysts believe a notable portion of the feet likely belong to these individuals, lost to the current, preserved by their shoes, and eventually returned to shore years later. Theory 3. Foul play. Not everyone is satisfied with natural explanations. Some investigators and journalists have pointed out that the sheer number of feet from different people over such a long period suggests the possibility of something darker. A serial killer disposing of bodies at sea. Organized crime. Something that has never been traced. In 2011, 1 foot was tested and matched DNA to a missing woman, the only confirmed identification in the entire case. She had been reported missing years earlier, but the circumstances of her death remain unknown. Theory 4. The unknown. Perhaps the most unsettling theory is simply this: that the ocean is returning fragments of people who were never reported missing. People who disappeared without anyone noticing. People whose absence left no record. The Salish Sea may not be hiding a crime. It may be revealing one that was never investigated in the first place. As of today, the majority of the feet found in the Salish Sea have never been identified. They belonged to real people. People who had names and lives, and someone who may have loved them. The ocean took them and returned only a piece. No answers, no closure. Just a sneaker on a quiet beach and the sound of cold water. If this story stayed with you, you're not alone. Leave a comment below with what you think happened. And if you want more stories from the edges of what we understand, subscribe. There's much more to come. The Dark Files are just getting started.